So today we are going to revise linear equation in two variables, which is from maths part 1, and it's chapter number 5. Okay, so we will look at what is the meaning of linear equation first, how to write linear equation in two variables, what is the difference between linear equation and linear expression. Think of these questions. What do you mean by a variable? What do you mean by a constant? What is the meaning of a coefficient? So these basic things we will first revise and then look at similar questions from the practice set. Okay, so the first question that comes to your mind is, what is a linear equation in two variables? Okay, and how do we identify it? So linear means the highest degree should be 1. Linear means the highest degree should be 1. Now what is the degree? It is a small number which is written on top of any variable, right? Of any number of or any alphabet. Degree is exponent, the power, right? So it should be always 1. Then only we call it to be linear. And what is the number of variables? Now variables are alphabets. Variables are alphabets. And since we are studying linear equation in two variables, we need two variables, and very important, the equal to sign. Without that equal to sign, it won't be a equation, that will remain an expression. Okay, so these few things we need to remember. Linear means the highest degree is 1, the number of variables should be 2, and third thing, there should be a equal to sign. Okay, and next we look at standard form of linear equation in two variables. So how does the standard form look like? Ax plus by equals to c. This is the standard form of any linear equation where a, b, c are numbers, and a and b won't be equal to 0. Strictly a and b won't be equal to 0. Otherwise, those terms will cancel out, right? We will look at it in detail. So, linear equation in two variables, the standard form is ax plus by equals to c, where abc can be any real numbers, and a and b should not be equal to 0. Now, the question, or very important question, is what is the difference between linear equation and a linear expression? So, as we said just now, we saw the very important thing for it to be a equation is the equal to sign. So when we say equation, it should have an equal to sign, and when we say expression, it doesn't have that equal to sign. Okay, so if we look at this example, the degree is 1. The highest degree, nothing is there, means it is 1. So highest degree here is 1. Okay, and is there a equal to sign? So here we don't see an equal to sign. So this is not a linear equation. It is expression because it does not have an equals to sign. So no equal to sign means it is an expression. And in the second one, we can see the highest degree is 1 and there are two variables, right? So this is a linear equation in two variables. All right. So here we see there is a equal to sign. It means that this is a equation. I hope this is very clear. And we move to next question. Check if the following are linear equation in two variables. Now this type of questions are very important because they are asked for 1 mark as MCQ. Okay, it can be multiple choice question or it can be a straight question. And this is important because this same topic is there in class 10, and similar type of MCQ problems or 1 mark questions are asked in class 10th also. So this is a very basic and important question for both the class 9th and 10th. Identify if it is a linear equation in two variables. Okay, so that is the first question. We need to check if this is a linear equation first. Is it linear? So we see the highest degree is 1 on both of them, right? The highest degree is 1. And how many variables are there? So first thing, the degree is equals to 1. And how many variables? There are two variables. Variables means the alphabets. So m and n, those are two variables, right? So because the degree is 1, we call it linear. So it's linear equation in two variables. There are two variables. So this is, yes, it is a linear equation in two variables. And that is another question. So check what is the degree or the highest degree, that is equal to 2 in this case. So since the degree is 2, this is not linear. Okay, even though it has two variables r and s, even though it has two variables r and s, but the degree is 2. Therefore, this is not linear equation in two variables. So this is not linear. So we say it is not linear equation in two variables. All right. Let us look at this question. 5x plus 2y minus z equals to 8. So the first question, is it linear? How many or what is the degree of this equation? Here the degree is 1. X, y, z. All of them have the degree 1. So yes, it is linear. But does it have two variables? Check how many variables it has. X, y, and z. There are how many variables? Three variables. There are three variables. So we say, no, this is not a linear equation in two variables. And the reason is because it has three variables. Okay. That is another question. So clearly you can see the degree here for this term, we combine the degree. Okay. So m and n is in multiplication. So 1 plus 1, here the degree is actually 2. Okay, the degree is actually 2. So what is the degree? Here the degree is 2, highest degree is 2. And how many variables? We see there are three variables. There are three variables. Therefore, no, this is not a linear equation in two variables. Both the criterias are failure. First thing, the degree is 2. Second, there are three variables. So this is not a linear equation in two variables. Let us look at another problem. Here we see the exponent is 1. And how many variables are there? There are two variables. So first thing, the variable is equal to 2. But what about the degree? We know the rule, one rule of exponent says 1 over a is equals to a raised to, let's say the exponent is m, then the rule says it will become negative m when we shift it to the numerator. So this equation can be written as 2x raised to minus 1 plus 5y raised to minus 1 equals to 8. We are shifting this denominator to the numerator because we need to write it in numerator. Okay, the variables, they should be always in the numerator. So if we apply this rule of exponents, we see that the degree is actually negative 1. And what is our requirement? We want the degree to be 1 for linear equation. The degree should be 1, but here we see the degree is negative 1. So is it a linear equation in two variables? No, this is not a linear equation in two variables because the degree is negative 1. Even though the variables are 2, but it is not linear because the degree is negative 1. Okay, so you see, even though it looks like, but it is not linear. Let us see another question. It is root of 2x plus 5y equals to 0. Now here we are supposed to see the degree of x and y. So x and y have degree 1. And second thing we check is the variable. So how many variables are there? Those are two variables. So yes, this is a linear equation in two variables. Okay, this is a linear equation in two variables because the degree is 1 and there are two variables. The coefficient doesn't matter. This number next to x, the number next to x here that we see is called as the coefficient of x. This number, it is called as the coefficient of x. And we know that the coefficient can be any real number. So it can be root, it can be negative, anything it can be, but we have to be careful just about the degree and the variable. So check, the degree should be 1 and there should be two variables for the equation to be linear equation in two variables. Let us look at another example. So first thing, you look at the degree, and second thing, you look at the variable. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Think, is this a linear equation in two variables? We see the degree here is 1. So degree is equal to 1. And how many variables are there? We see there is only one alphabet, n. Only one variable. So the answer is no. This is not a linear equation in two variables. Okay, because it has only one variable. Try this one. Check the degree and check the variables. We need the degree to be 1 and the variables to be 2. We see the degree for x, for s is 1 and the degree of r is 3. So the degree of this equation is 3. And how many variables? R and S, there are two variables, but the degree should be 1. So this is not a linear equation in two variables. Okay, I hope you have seen lot of examples and you are very clear with how to identify if it is a linear equation in two variables or not. Now let us look at a different type of question. By using variables a and b, we are asked to form any 5 linear equation in two variables. A very simple question. We have to use the variable a and b and form linear equation. Yes. So the question is here. Let's work on it. A very simple equation can be a plus b equals to any number. You can take any random number, let's say 7. So this is one linear equation in two variables. Okay, the standard form goes like this: ax plus by equals to c, where a and b, c, these are any numbers. Okay, these are any numbers. So it's like we can put any number next to a and b. So if I want to make one more equation, I can put any number next to a. Let's say minus 3a plus b equals to 5. Okay. What will be another type of equation, linear equation in two variables? Instead of using proper number, we can use decimals also. Let's say minus 3a plus 0.5b equals to 1. This is also a linear equation. So the basic idea is you need to use a, b, the equals to sign because it says equation. So equation means there should be a equal to sign, and linear means the degree should be 1. Compulsory, the degree should be 1. Okay, let's make two more equations. Can we use a fraction? Can we use a fraction as a coefficient? Yes, we can. Let's say 1 upon 4a plus 2 upon 3b equals to 10. This is also a linear equation in two variables. Okay, we have a, we have b, there is a equals to sign and the degree is 1. All right, let's look at one more, a very simple equation. Let's say minus 2a minus 7b equals to any number. You can select any number, let's say 3. So this is also a linear equation in two variables. Remember the standard form, it is ax plus by equals to c, where x and y are the variables. For this question, we are given variables a and b. Now I give you 10 seconds. Try out on your paper. Just try to make one linear equation on your own. Linear equation in two variables. Okay, I guess all of you must have completed that. This is another type of question. Write any 5 solutions of the equation x plus y equals to 9. Right, this is third type of question that we are seeing now. Write any 5 solutions of the equation x plus y equals to 9. Now, what do you mean by solution? What do you mean by solution? Solution means, here for linear equation, solution will be points. Solution will be points. The points which are of the form x comma y. Okay, so if the equation is in xy form, it will be x comma y. Suppose if the equation is in p comma, it is in p and q, so the point will be of the form p comma q. If the equation is in a and b variable, then it will be a comma b format. Okay, so solution is a point which is x comma y format. Okay, and when do we say that it is a solution? Solution means if we substitute the values in this original equation, then that becomes a solution. For example, let's take a point, let's say 0 comma 0. Okay, so here x is 0 and y is 0. If I substitute it in this equation, we should get both the sides equal. So 0 plus 0, does it equal to 9? No, it doesn't. So 0 comma 0 is not a solution. Okay, is not a solution. Now to we are asked to write 5 solutions. We are asked to write 5 solutions. How do we begin on that? So set up a table like this, x comma y format, table like this, and to write solution, we set random numbers for x or for y and solve the other value. Okay, so let's say if we start with x equals to 1, if we start with x equals to 1, if we put x equals to 1, what should be y so that the sum is 9? If I put x equals to 1, what should be y to make it a 9? Clearly that should be 8, right? So here we get 8. Okay. Likewise, if we set x equals to 2, what should be y to get the solution, to get the other side equal to 9? So if I put a 2 over here, the other number should be 7, so that the sum is 9, isn't it? Isn't that easy? Okay, so like this, you can write any number of solutions, any number of solutions. Okay, I guess there was some connection error. Let's continue. So this is how we find solutions of a given equation, where we have, like here the equation is in x and y. So to get the 5 solutions, substitute any random values for x and get the value of y. This is how we find solutions. Now let us look at a very interesting math site which is called as a graphing calculator. Now why are we looking at this graphing calculator? Just to look at how the linear equations look like. Okay, so if you Google in Desmos graphing calculator, this is called as Desmos graphing calculator, you should be able to see a screen like this, and now you can check if your equation is a linear equation here. Okay, so if you enter in an equation like this, x plus y equals to, let's say, 3, it will give you a nice graph of that equation. And do you see, this forms a straight line. So graph of all the linear equations is always a straight line. You can enter in any number of any type of linear equation, let's say 2x plus or minus 5y equals to 100, like that. So still you will be able to see a linear equation. Since I have entered a big number, so instead of 100, if I enter 10, you see this is another linear equation which is in blue color. Linear equation, this is in 2 variables. Okay, what if I enter in another variable, let's say plus z? Is this a linear equation? This is not. You see, this won't show any graph over here. And it shows an error. Do you see this error mark? It says too many variables. Okay, so this site is specifically designed for graphing linear equations. Okay, equations in 2 variables which have x and y, which are having 2 variables specifically. Okay, another way, another question can be like this. Let's say, what happens if we enter the degree, let's say degree 2, x squared plus 2y equals to any number. Okay, any number 4. So it has 2 variables, but is the degree 1? No, it's not. The degree is 2 over here. Look at the graph. Is that a straight line? So do you understand? If we put, if the degree is not 1, then the graph is not a straight line. Okay, so speciality of linear equation is that all the linear equations, the graph is always a straight line. So you can try out this site. You can Google in Desmos graphing calculator and try to create your own linear equation in 2 variables. Your own linear equation in 2 variables. Like you can enter decimal number also, 0.5x plus 0.3y equals to a negative 1. Check. You still get a straight line. This is a linear equation in 2 variables. Okay, you can enter in fractions also, you can enter in root also for the coefficients. Okay, and that will give you a straight line. And when we say the solutions, if we look at the same question, that was x plus y equals to 9, x plus y equals to 9, and we were asked, write any 5 solutions. So when we set x equals to 1, x equals to 1, just check for x equal to 1, what is the value on this graph? So if I write, if you check over here, x equals to 1, this is x equals to 1 over here. And if I put a point over here, you can see 1 comma 8. Like any point on this line is a solution. Any point on this line is a solution. So you see, this is 1 comma 8. 1 comma 8 is a solution of this linear equation. Next, you can check 0 comma 9. This is also a solution. Next we entered in 2. So over here you can just check 2 over here. You can check this number. This is also 2 comma 7 is also a solution of this equation. Okay, now the solutions can be in decimal numbers also, like 2.15 and 6.85. This is also a solution. Okay, so on a line there are infinite number of points. On a line there are infinite number of points. Thus we can have infinite solutions for a given equation in two variables. Okay, we can have infinite solutions for a given linear equation in two variables. Okay, so first thing, the graph is always a straight line. Second thing, it has infinite number of solutions for a given equation. Okay, we are looking at just one equation for now. And now we look at a new concept, that is what is simultaneous equations. So in class 9, we are looking at or we are studying simultaneous equations. When we consider two linear equation in two variables at the same time, it is called as simultaneous equations. Okay, so if we consider two linear equations, okay, as you can see here on the screen, there are two linear equations. This is a set of two linear equations in same variables, st. So these are two linear equations. All right, so if we look at two equations at a time, we say those are simultaneous equations. We say those are simultaneous equations. Okay, this is another example of simultaneous equations. We see there are two linear equations and they have same variables, pq. Okay, so these are called as simultaneous equations. And in this class, that is in class 9, we are going to study, or we have already studied, how to solve linear equation in two variables. So there are different methods. There are rather four methods. First is the elimination method. Second is the graphing method. Then we have substitution method and Kramer's method. These are various methods to solve linear equation in two variables. But for this class, you have studied just the elimination method. You will be studying these three methods in class 10th. So class 10th has extension of linear equation in two variables, and we will now revise how to solve linear equation using elimination method. So this is a simultaneous equation. On the screen, you can see this is a simultaneous equation, and the question will be solve the linear equation to get the solution. Okay, so here we are asked to solve this set of simultaneous equation. Okay, you already know how to solve by elimination method. We will be just doing practice. Okay, so how do we begin? We start with looking for we start with looking at the coefficients. Like here you can see the coefficients of x is 7 and minus 7. So we check if the coefficients are same. We check if the coefficients are same with opposite signs, and then we can cross them out, right? So when we are solving this linear equation in two variables, in elimination method, we try to cross out any one term. Okay, so what should be done? Should we add or should we subtract so that this 7x and minus 7x gets crossed out? If we add, it will become 0. If we subtract, it will become 14x. So clearly we need to add, right? So adding equation 1 and equation 2. Adding equation 1 and 2. What do we get? This is equation 1. This is equation 2. We are going to add these two equations, and I guess you all can try this out with me. When we add these two equations, 7x and minus 7x will get crossed out. We are left with 7y, which is equals to 12 minus 5 is 7. We get rid of this 7 because we have to find y. So 7 is in multiplication here. It moves to the other side. That will be y equals to 7 divided by 7. So we get y equals to 1. Okay. And once we get the value of y, substitute y in any of the equation. Okay. So substitute y equals to 1 in any equation. Let's say equation 1, which is 2y plus 7x equals to minus 5. Okay, so we are just substituting and we get the answer. So 2y plus, instead of y we will write 1 plus 7x equals to minus 5. So that will be 2 plus 7x equals to minus 5. We get rid of this 2 first. So plus 2 on that side, it will become minus 2, minus 5 minus 2, that is equals to minus 7. So x equals to minus 7 divided by 7. The 7 over here is in multiplication. It moves to the other side, it will become division. And thus we have got here x equals to minus 1. And so the solution to this problem is minus 1 comma 1. Okay, minus 1 comma 1. Always write the x coordinate first and then y. Okay, now we are going to look at this on the graphing calculator. Okay, you can try this out later after the class. What if we enter these two equations in the graphing calculator? I am just trying to show, or just trying to show the verification. We are just trying to verify it. Okay, how to use this graphing tool. There are so many ways. You should know actually, like linear equation two in two variables. Where does it have the application? Okay, are there any tools to solve it online like this? Okay, so if I enter in the equation that we have solved just now is 2y plus 7x. Okay, I just need to enter in it over here. 2y plus 7x, that is equals to minus 5. This is the first equation. And if you look at the second one, it is 5y minus 7x, which is equal to 12. This was the second equation. And now if you look at the graphs, these two graphs, they meet at a point, and this point is our solution. Okay, so two lines, they intersect at a point, and the point of intersection, this is our solution. So students, can you see, just now we got the same solution, minus 1 comma 1. This is how it looks on a graphing calculator. Now let us try one more question. 2x plus 3y equals to 15 and x minus 3y equals to 3. So first thing you should check, are the coefficients same of the same terms, like terms? We call them like terms. So if you look at the coefficients of x, it is 2 over here, it is 1 over here. If you look at the coefficients of y, it is 3 here and minus 3 here. Clearly, we just need to number it, equation 1, equation 2, and then decide, should we add or should we subtract? So whenever the signs are opposite, you simply add. Okay, the signs are opposite, so you add. If you add, it will become 0, right? So write out the sentence, adding equations 1 and 2. What do we get? So 2x plus 3y equals to 15. 1x minus 3y equals to 3. If we add them, this will get crossed out. And what are we left with? 2 plus 1, that is 3x, which is equals to 15 plus 3, that is 18. And next we have to get rid of the 3. So 3 over here is in multiplication. It moves to the other side. It will become division. So x equals to 18 upon 3. 18 divided by 3. We get x equals to 6. And then put a box around it. So that is x. X equals to 6. What should be the next step? We substitute this value of x in any of the equation. So substitute x equals to 6 in any equation. Let's say equation 1. So 2x plus 3y equals to 15. What is x? X is 6. So if we substitute 6, what do we get? 2 times 6 is 12 plus 3y equals to 15. We have solved this. Okay. And now get rid of this 12 first. So 12 is in addition, it moves to the other side, that will become subtraction. 13 equals, 3y equals to 15 minus 12. So it will be 3y equals to 3. And next step, we get rid of this 3. 3 is in multiplication. So it moves to that side, it's division. Y equals to 3 upon 3, which is y equals to 1. That's the solution. And final step, we just write out the solution. So solution, that is always x comma y format. So solution is 6 comma 1, like that. It's 6 comma 1. Okay. And now let's quickly enter this in the graphing calculator and check if we get the same answer. Okay, even you should try it out. So let me quickly share my screen and let us look at the Desmos graphing calculator. Here we will enter in both the equation. The first equation was 2x plus 3y, which is equal to 15. And the second equation was x minus 3y, that was equals to 3. Okay, so here you can see those are the two equations. One is the purple color and other is black. And now if you click on this point of intersection, you can see this is the solution. It's 6 comma 1, and that is exactly what we have got. Correct? I hope you all are able to understand this very nicely. Let us look at one more problem. Okay, so this is problem number 3. And check. First step is to number the equation 1, equation 2. And now if we look at the coefficients of t, it is 7 and -4. So the coefficients of t are not same. If you look at the coefficients of s, 3 and 3, they are same, right? So the question is, should we add or should we subtract? So if we add, we get a 6. 3 plus 3 will give us 6. If we subtract, it will cross out, correct? So clearly, we have to subtract. So subtracting equation 2 from 1, what do we get? The equation is 3s plus 7t equals to 18, and 3s minus 4t equals to minus 48. Okay, we have to subtract. Now whenever we subtract, always be extra careful, because when subtracting we have to change signs of this last row, of this bottom row. You have to change signs. So this is plus 3s, it becomes negative 3s, and minus 40 will become a positive 40, and minus 48 will also become positive. Okay, what will be the next step? Combine the like terms. So 3s minus 3s will get crossed out. 70 plus 40. Here we have to consider the new sign. So 70 plus 40, that will give us 11t, equals to, add these two numbers because it's 18 plus 48. What do we get? It will be 66, isn't it? Okay, so very important step when subtracting, always change signs of the bottom row and then combine the like terms. Okay, do remember this step because most of the students, they get it wrong because they miss the step over here. Okay, I guess we were doing the same problem. Okay, everything else has disappeared over here. Yes, it is there. So when subtracting, always change signs of the bottom row and then combine the like terms. After this, you will just solve for t. So with t, we see it is 11 over here. We shift it to the other side. 11 is in multiplication. It will become division. So t equals to 66 over 11. That means t equals to 6. Okay. And then the next step, we have to solve for s. We need to find s. So what should be done? Substitute this t in any one of the equation. So substituting t equals to 6 in, let's say, equation 1. So if we substitute t equals to 6 in equation 1, what do we get? It's 3s plus 7t, which is equals to 18. Instead of t, we are going to write 6. So instead of t, we are going to write 6. So over here, put it in the parenthesis or bracket. Over here, this is 6. So 3s plus 6 in times 7 is 42 equals to 18. So 3s equals to 18 minus 42, and you can simplify it like that, which will be equal to 24. And we give sign of the greater number, so it will become a negative 24. Okay, so 42 minus 18 will give us 24, and we give sign of the greater number. When we add and subtract, we have to put sign of greater number. Okay, so again I have added that hint over here, and now we need to get rid of this 3. So 3 is in multiplication, it moves to the other side and divide, right? So s equals to negative 24 divided by 3, so we get x equals to minus 8. And what is the solution? How do we write the solution? So solution will be of the form s comma t, because here if you look at the question, first s is there, then t is there. So it is s comma t format. S is negative 8 and t is 6. So that is the solution. That is the solution. Negative 8 comma 6. And now if you wish, you can try this out on the graphing calculator, okay, which is called as Desmos. Put these equations and try to check if you get the same solution. Okay, it is just for more knowledge. It is just for your knowledge how to use various tools to solve linear equations. And we move to next question. Let us look at one more question. Yes, now this equation is in the form p and q. This equation is in the form p and q. How do we begin? The first step is to check the variables. Which variables have the same coefficients? So if you look at P, it has the coefficients 3 and minus 1. And if you look at the coefficients of Q, it is 4 and 4, right? So the coefficients of Q is same. Should we add or should we subtract to get rid of the Q terms? So if we add, it will become 8Q. If we subtract, it will get crossed out. So clearly here we have to subtract. So we write the step subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. We need to number it. Let's say this is 1, this is 2. So we are subtracting equation 2 from 1. So the equations are 3p plus 4q, which is equals to negative 3, minus p plus 4q, which is equals to negative 15. Remember the very important step, that is whenever we are subtracting, we have to change signs of the bottom row. So this negative will become a positive, this positive will become a negative, and negative 15 will become positive 15. So plus 4q and minus 4q gets crossed out. 3p plus p. Here the coefficient is 1. So 3 plus 1 will make it 4p, which is equals to minus 3 plus 15. Minus 3 plus 15 will be how much? It's 12. And sign of greater number, it's already positive. And now we need to get rid of p. We need to get rid of 4. So how do we do that? Getting rid of 4. 4 is in multiplication here. It moves to the other side. It will become division divided by 4. So p equals to 3. And once we get value of one variable, we substitute it in any of the equations. So substitute p equals to 3 in any of the equations. Let's say in equation 1. So 3p plus 4q, that is equals to a negative 3. Substitute in p equals to 3. So here we are going to write 3 instead of p. So 3 times 3 is 9 plus 4q equals to negative 3. This 9 is an addition. It moves to the other side. It becomes subtraction. So 4q equals to minus 3 minus 9. That will be 4q equals to minus 12, correct? And then we need to get rid of this 4. 4 is in multiplication. It moves to the other side, division. So q equals to negative 12 over 4. We see q equals to minus 3. And finally, we need to write the solution, which is always of the form x comma y, but here the first variable is p and second is q. So it will be of the form p comma q. P is minus, p is just a plus positive 3 and q is negative 3. So that is the solution. Okay, so in this class we have seen very basic uh, simultaneous linear equations where either adding or subtracting gives us the solution. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Thank you for joining everyone.